Let us discuss this problem, structure determination of the organic compound. The step number 1 is interpretation of mass spectrum. As it is seen in the mass spectrum of the given compound, the molecular ion peak means the M plus dot peak is appearing at M by Z 116 means 116. So therefore, the molecular weight of the compound is 116. Now if we apply the nitrogen rule, according to nitrogen rule, as because it is having even mass 116, therefore number of nitrogens also will be 0 or even like that 0, 2, 4, 6 etc. Now the base peak of the compound means that longest peak of this compound is at M by Z 43. So this indicates the presence of ketomethyl group, means a COCH3 group, otherwise isopropyl group. Now the other peak is at M by Z 58. Now let us consider the calculation of the molecular formula from the given information of the relative intensity of molecular ion peak and the M plus 1 peak. Now number of carbon atoms is equal to relative abundance of M plus 1 peak into 100 divided by relative abundance of molecular ion peak into 1.1. That 1.1 is the natural abundance of C13. Now if we put all the values from the given mass spectrum, it is coming that 6.8 into 100 divided by 100 into 1.1. So if we calculate, the number of carbon atoms comes as 6. Now 6 carbon atoms contribute 6 into 12 is equal to 72. Now the remaining mass is equal to 116 minus 72, that is equal to 44. Now as because in this particular case we are considering that number of nitrogens is 0, so therefore we have to consider the oxygens. Now the remaining mass is 44, so this 44 can accommodate maximum 2 oxygens because each oxygen is 16. So 16 into 2, 32. So the relative remaining mass will be 44 minus 32 is equal to 12, and the 12 will be for the 12 hydrogens. So therefore we have calculated the molecular formula, which is equal to C6H12O2. Now if we calculate the double bond equivalence, then the formula is double bond DBE is equal to A plus 1 minus B minus C by 2. A is equal to number of carbons, B is equal to number of hydrogens and halogens, C is equal to number of nitrogens. Now in this case A is equal to 6, B is equal to 12 and C is equal to 0. So if we put all these values in the formula, it is coming the double bond equivalence of this compound is 1, means this indicates that this compound contains one double bond or this compound contains one ring. So we have completed the interpretation of the mass spectrum, and then we will go to the step number 2, interpretation of IR spectrum. Now as because this compound contains 2 oxygens, so we have to understand that what are the related functional groups, and the important information will come from the IR spectrum. Now in the IR spectrum, it is very clear that at 3350 centimeter inverse there is one broad peak is there, so which confirms the presence of the OH group because that peak is due to OH stretching. Now that nu bar 2950 centimeter inverse is due to the sp3 carbon hydrogen stretching, and in addition with this one more important peak is there, that is what it is called the nu bar 1705 centimeter inverse is equal to C double bond O stretching. So now it is very clear that from the IR spectrum, that it contains the OH functional group as well as it contains the carbonyl functional group. Now there is it is a bifunctional compound, and if we combine these two in one functional group, it appears like that it is a carboxylic acid, but it is a carboxylic acid is not there, because in case of the OH stretching of the carboxylic acid, that comes even lower value, approximately 3000 K it comes, that OH stretching of C double carboxylic acid. Now so therefore based on the IR we have come to know this compound is a bifunctional compound. One is the OH is there, alcoholic OH functional group is there, and another one is the carbonyl functional group is there in this molecule. Now we will go to the step number 3, where we will be having the UV spectrum, and it is written that in the box that given information is there that this compound is having lambda max 283 nanometer with the epsilon max 27. So the 283 nanometer, it is in the UV zone, and we know that C double bond O chromophore has the N2 pi star transition in the UV zone, and it is an example of the forbidden transition. So the corresponding epsilon max is less than 100. So these are matching. First of all, this is 283 nanometer, it is in the UV region. Second is it is a forbidden a transition because the epsilon max is 27. So therefore the peak which appears at 283 nanometer for this compound is due to the N2 pi star transition of the carbonyl chromophore. Now coming to the step 4, where we will be having the HNMR of this particular compound. So if we see the HNMR of this compound, then we have to write all the relevant information in the columns. The first column is the chemical shift in delta ppm, and if we investigate the HNMR of the compound which is appearing at the below of the page, there we have the 4 singlets. Now those values are 1.3 ppm, 2.2 ppm, 2.6 ppm and the 3.8 ppm. So these are the out of these 4 peaks, the peak which is appearing at the delta 3 ppm, that is because of the OH, because first of all, although it is a singlet, but it is a broad singlet, and it is written there that exchanges with D2O means that is labile hydrogen, that in this molecule that labile hydrogen is present with the hydrogen attached with the oxygen. So the peak which is appearing at the delta 3.8 ppm as broad singlet which is exchangeable with D2O, then that is definitely because of OH and not because of the CH. Now let us consider what it is called the remaining 3 peaks. All are what it is the singlet, so they are not undergoing any coupling with the neighboring hydrogens. Now coming to the integration, means each peak is due to how many hydrogens, because the total hydrogens present in this molecule is that is a 12 hydrogens. So if we put the scale and measure the height of the S curve, then we will be getting the 4 heights in millimeters. So that is 1.3 ppm, the corresponding height is 29 millimeter. If we go to the singlet at 2.2, then it is 14 millimeter. When we go to the 2.6 and measure the height of the S curve, it is coming 9 millimeter. When we go for the 3.8, that broad singlet which is due to the OH, there the height of the S curve is coming as 5 millimeter. Next is the all these values we have to divide it by the lowest possible number. That lowest possible number here it is 5. So 29 by 5, 14 by 5, 9 by 5 and 5 by 5. So the values are approximately 6, 3, 2, 1. 29 by 5 we can consider it in round figure 6. 14 by 5 we can consider round figure 3. 9 by 5 we can consider it is a 2, and the 5 by 5 it is 1. So now if we add 6 plus 3, that is 9. 9 plus 2 is equal to 11. 11 plus 1 is equal to 12. So we do not need any multiplication factor because it is directly matching with the 12 hydrogens which are present in the molecular formula. Now let us consider these hydrogens are due to what. Now first we will consider the 6 hydrogens which are appearing as a singlet at delta 1.3 ppm. Those 6 hydrogens are due to the 2 methyl groups, and these 2 methyl groups are geminal dimethyl group present in one carbon, and that carbon does not have any attached hydrogen. Now coming to the next one, that is the 3 hydrogens which are appearing as a singlet at delta 2.2 ppm, that is one CH3 group, but it is singlet means the adjacent carbon ki hydrogen is not there, but its delta value is 2.2, so it indicates that this CH3 group is adjacent to the C double bond O. Now coming to the third peak, means there are 2 hydrogens are there which is appearing as a singlet at delta 2.6, so that is one CH2 group which is next carbon key we do not have any hydrogen to couple, so that's why it is coming singlet. And why it is coming at delta 2.6 means this CH2 group is also adjacent to the C double bond O. And now coming to the last one, that already we have discussed that peak is due to the OH. So now in order to get the structure of the compound, we will try to assemble all these things one after another. There are that is the 6 what it is called the carbons are there. So if we start writing from one side, means the CH3 C double bond O CH2. So with that we have completed the 3 carbons. We have the remaining 3 carbons, but out of them we have the geminal dimethyl group. So this CH2 is attached with one quaternary carbon. That quaternary carbon has 2 methyl groups and 1 OH. So with that we have got the structure of the compound, which is that is CH3 side C double bond O will be the second carbon, and then so the name of this compound will be 4-hydroxy 4-methyl 2-pentanone. Now coming to the mass fragmentation pattern of this compound. So if this molecule undergoes interaction with the highly energetic 70 electron volt electrons, then one electron will go from the C double bond O and he will land up into the molecular ion peak, which is appearing at M by Z 116. Now this molecule, if it undergoes the alpha cleavage, then we will be getting the homolytic cleavage. If we do, then we will land up into the CH3 C double bond O plus, means acetyl cation. That acetyl cation is a resonance stabilized, and the M by Z 43, which is in this case a base peak. Now the another peak is that 58. So the 58 is due to this molecule contains, with respect to C double bond O, we have the gamma hydrogen, and so therefore the gamma hydrogen is there, means this molecule will undergo the McLafferty rearrangement, and as a result of this you will be getting the M by Z 58. The neutral molecule will go, means if you see that 116 means it is dividing into 2 pieces. That neutral molecule also molecular weight is 58, and the peak which is giving I mean the fragment which is responsible for the peak at M by Z 58 also has the same mass, means the neutral molecule as well as the McLafferty rearranged cation radical, both of them have the equal mass and the same molecular formula. Both are the acetone, otherwise it is in the enolic form of the acetone. So now we have completed everything, and final report is, based on the above analysis, the compound was identified as 4-hydroxy 4-methyl 2-pentanone.